Hello everybody, this is Soccer Pierce with a MineZ tutorial. This will be part 1 of our tutorial on how to become amazing at MineZ. The first thing you need to know about MineZ is that the zombies in this game are ridiculous. They are faster, stronger, which means they do more damage, they come at you quicker, and because the zombies and zombie pigmen are the only mobs that spawn, you will be in trouble because there will be tons of them. And there can even be a giant zombie which only spawns in certain spots, but when it does, you can get it to drop some nice things for you. So your biggest priority is most definitely going to be food. Food is, I don't want to say hard to come by, but if you're going to make a long trip up north, you're going to need a lot of food. And the same goes for water. You need to drink water. If I show you here, this number right there, that is how much water you have. When it reaches 1, and it will count down, when it reaches 1, when it passes 1 and goes to 0, you will start to take damage. That is not good because you will eventually die from it. The food heals half a heart when you eat something, like say you eat 1 melon, it'll heal half a heart, and it'll also give you the addition to your hunger bar, which is really nice. Food like cookies that you can make, that can be really good for healing and for regaining hunger. The next thing we're going to talk about are the weapons. The sword is your main weapon, but the bow is also very helpful. The bow, especially in PvP, because there is a lot of that. It gives you the advantage if you have a really nice bow. The swords, they're really mostly used for zombies, but when you're PvPing, it's best not to get into fighting conflict. More to stick with the long-ranged bow fighting skills. So, when you get hit by a zombie, several things can happen. A, you will take damage. B, you could start bleeding. And C, you could get infected. Of all of those, getting infected is probably the worst, because when you get infected, you will start getting like nausea and taking damage. And unless you have an antidote or someone that can heal you with antibiotics, you're gonna die of it. And bleeding is also very bad, but then again, you can get bleeding from just like falling and taking half a heart of fall damage. So you would need the bandage to stop the bleeding, or someone to heal you with either red dye or green dye, it does not matter. To heal people, what you do is you punch them with the shears, then you punch them with the bandage, and then you punch them with either the rose red or the lime green dye. The rose red will increase the amount of hearts they gain back, while the lime green dye will cure them of infection if they are infected. Ender pearls are not necessary really, but they do serve as grenades and they can be useful in PvP. The same goes for sugar. Sugar will just make you faster, but then it'll make you really slow, and you'll not be able to move for a while, and it's not very fun. It's not. Where are we? Oh, there's also a wooden hoe, and an iron shovel, and a button. Buttons are the most useful of these three. The hoe, only if you really want like food to harvest food and stuff, and the shovel only if you want like cactus and cobwebs, which that's not necessary. Neither is that. That a little more than that, but not necessary either. The button though, there are a few spots on the map with iron with iron doors, and you need the button to go through. And it's usually a good idea to have more than one button, because a lot of times they'll just sort of trick you and not put a pressure plate on the inside. You'll be stuck there for all eternity, and it'll be horrible. And then there are health potions. They are the most effective way to regain health, and they can be found in early places along the coast and in places up north. The places up north are usually harder to get to. A lot of them require the button to get in, because you have to open an iron door. But yeah, so I think we're just gonna head into this and maybe continue the tutorial from there. Okay guys, I just spawned in, And let me look at my chords. Ooh, not that good, not that good. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go look at the map. And the map is a very helpful tool. I will take you to it in a sec. Let me just go ahead and get there. Okay guys, this is the map. And excuse this ad on the side, I'm not sure how to get rid of it. But in the map, there are many things. It shows you everything that you will ever need to know. If we go ahead and just click on one of my personal favorite places, the logging camp, a window will slide across and it will show you a picture of the place, and it will also show you what kind of chests there are. Now, it'll also show you stuff like water, crafting table, whether it has farms or a brewing stand, and then it'll also tell you where the loot chests are, and it will give you travel advisory warnings. And so we're just going to go ahead and click on the chest icon that will show you everything. So in a civilian common chest, it will you can get a wooden sword, leather armor, arrows, rotten flesh, a snowball, an apple, paper or a bandage, rose red dye or healing ointment, antibiotics, shears, milk, cocoa beans, and water bottles. And it will also show you all of the percentages that you can get them on the side. So then you have civilian hospital, which will show you all the different type of health potions you can get. A civilian store, that's basically your food chest. You have civilian tool, which can be anything from a sword to a cactus. Then you have your military chests. In the military common, you can get from wood to chain with a regular bow, and that's not very good. So the military uncommon, which is better, you can get an iron sword in it. That's still not that great, but when you get to military rare, it knocks out all the leather and the wooden and all of that, and it gives you the starting at stone swords with chain, and it goes all the way up to enchanted iron swords with iron boots to iron helm, and a bow with power 1 punch 1, along with an ender pearl, which functions as a grenade. Military epic, the best kind of military chest, has a chance to drop feather falling 4 boots, smite 3 knockback 1 enchanted iron swords, power 2 punch 1 bows, and ender pearls or grenades again. So the higher up you go in type of military chest, the better your percentages for getting iron. Now, in dungeon chests, these are only found in specific places, and in my opinion the best one would be the Spire, just because it gives you feather falling 4 boots and baked potatoes. Now, close out of that. Some of the interesting features about this map of MineZ is that you see this large area that looks gray. That is actually stone, and you will walk on the stone, and this is where a lot of the good things are. If we go ahead and zoom in over here, you can see this is Hell Tree. It's a very good spot, very dangerous. You can see a window that popped down on the top right by the ad. It shows you all the chest colors for the chests that there are, and there are little dots on the screen that show you those chests. So you can see that there's a ton of military epic and military rare. In fact, that's all there is at Hell Tree. If we go ahead and click on Hell Tree, it will show us that there are 8 epic chests and 8 rare chests. The travel advisory warnings will tell us that there are 4 to 5 zombie spawners and no water source anywhere nearby. Come here with a way to heal. You will be fighting tons of zombies. I agree with that. I've died here multiple times. There are zombie pigmen, and that's just me telling you that. This is honestly, it's horrible. There's now ladder parkour, and it is definitely one of the most dangerous places in the MineZ world. Bandits can come there. We've seen people there, me and XC Gaming and I. Yeah, so it looks cool. It's awesome, but it's very dangerous, and that's why you have the map to tell you where that stuff is. It also shows you the coordinates, so if we look at the Lost Woods Shrine, we can tell that it is at negative 1,155, negative 2,875, and that's going to be like right in the center of it. And down in the bottom center, you can see wherever I'm scrolling my mouse cursor. I don't think you can see that in the video. Wherever I'm scrolling my mouse cursor, it is actually showing me the coordinates. So if I move it a little bit to the north, my Z goes up. And yeah, so there are a lot of cool places. The map is covered with things, and the farther north you get, the more dangerous things get. So like, you would probably not die walking into Jack Skabalian Mansion, whereas if you walk into Agni Ignis, you probably will die. That's probably death. And just gonna point out some of the okay, are we still going? Okay. Just gonna point out some of the better places. There is the logging camp. The Devil's Castle is also very nice, and Paulister. These three form a nice little chain of goodness. There is Zerbia, which has low zombie spawn and high military epic chests. There is the Spire. If you can complete the parkour to the top, you will be rewarded with like amazing things. The other nice places, there is the Mantle, which just looks cool. I don't even think it's open, but I would just sit there and look at it until I died. And there's Frostbane. That's okay, but it's not great. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you liked this video, guys. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Have a nice day.